connector as told. Then we have the audio output on the actually on the right side, and the audio input on the left side. We have two inputs for and I don't remember if one is fixed. And we have two outputs for eventual double amplification. So we have the first input with change RCA connector, and the second input can be switched between unbalanced, this one, to balanced neutrik connectors here. Same here, we have one output, and the second output can be switched between unbalanced to balanced. Well, balance is this way. As you see, always professional connectors. I mostly suggest balanced connection because, here it's not at all easy to explain, and there is even a really complicated system behind the design in order to get what you get, because it's a real fully balanced from input to output design. But as you can see, we have a single-ended stage amplification. So how can it be? Well, it's done during it's like a system which is usually done for telecommunication. It's a complicated system in order to get a full advantage of a fully balanced design in terms of noise from input to output, but a single-ended stage amplification in order to have the beauty of the sound of the single-ended amplification stage. So you won't have third harmonic, fifth harmonic, but you will have second and third. So the distortion is extremely low, better than nothing, but when it occurs, it's the natural distortion, which is a sound pleasure to our ears. So the second harmonic and eventually the third, but there's barely just a touch of second harmonic if you push it to its volt output limit, which is almost impossible. Let's talk about, for instance, about the tube itself. It's a tube really rare, really inexpensive but rare. Well, inexpensive. You can buy an expensive one if you buy the Western Electric one. They are very expensive in this case, but you can go amazing result with inexpensive ones. It's the most linear and lower distortion tube ever produced. It's a way most linear than any 2A3, or not even to mention the 300B, which are tremendous euphonic tubes. So they're not transparent at all. They make the sound. They try to make everything more pleasant, but you lose the transparency at all. This old tube, very old tube, because it was one of the first tube used in telecommunication, and is the most linear DHT, so direct heated tube ever built, ever created. But it was never used, or almost never used. There are just few companies who use it in Japan for power amps, because its power output is about 1 watt at its maximum. But so we find a way to use it as a voltage gain stage in a preamp, where you don't need current at all, because you have output transformer, so they have just to be as linear as possible, and with a good voltage swing, and they're simply in their best environment operation, where they can give you the best of it, and it's really unique. You can't find another product using this tube, and the result is simply what is often called, when someone want to talk about real transparency, we reviewers always abuse with the sentence a wire with gain. Well, it's better than a wire with gain, because the soundstage, the 3D presence of the instruments, while you don't have it with a simple wire gain. The dynamic range expands the control, the sense of power of the rhythm and pace, mostly the rhythm and pace, because I tried a lot of passive preamps too, and extremely expensive passive preamps too, because based on pure technical data, they should have been the best solution for the actual digital sources. But you lose so much in soundstage, and mostly in sense of dynamic range, and mostly rhythm and pace. So it's real that the preamp is still, despite any technical consideration about power or of anything else, is still the director of the orchestra of your system. So it has really huge importance in order to manage everything. Is really the director of your orchestra. Well, what to say? Yeah, here at we have the transformers for the volume control, as I say, and the output transformers, the input and output transformers. All transformers, and even the chokes, if I remember well, yeah. Anyway, all the transformers in the signal path are in super permalloy, so the most expensive transformers you can buy, but they are the most neutral and the most and the ones with the highest efficiency. So you won't lose any dynamic at all. For instance, a single resistor, a single one resistor placed at a volume control will sound will deliver a much more dull sound than this much more costly solution of using transformer for the super permalloy transformer for the volume control as well. Well, I think it's everything. There are 30 minutes already. If you have any further question, just ask me. Okay, thanks.